Dzień dobry, namaste, assalamu alaikum, hola, ciao, konnichiwa. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Ken at 10. How are you today? I hope you're well. Awful to see the news today, first of all, obviously about Russia. We have been saying for some time we felt that this was likely to happen. It's very, very sad indeed. And our quote of the week this week, as many of you will know, is this one. And I think it's very, very poignant right now. I'm fed up with old men dreaming up new wars for young men to die in. And it does seem awful out there right now, doesn't it? Just shocking what Putin's done. And let's hope that it all ends very soon. But I'm not optimistic. Anyway, how are you? Let's get on to other things. First of all, did you know it's Fat Day today? Now, I'll tell you a little bit about that. Now, Fat Thursday, it's a tradition. It's a Catholic festival, really, and it comes before Lent. The idea is that you can indulge before you give up things for Lent, and it's something that typically Polish celebrate, and they call it Fat Thursday, and it's Fat Thursday today. Those of you that have been watching for a while will know that we did this last year, and as you get older, I don't know about you, but I always find that it seems that these things come around quicker every year. So I always remember someone saying to me, you know, those flies, those kind of dragonflies, they come down around once a year and they kind of like, oh, it's that day again. I always remember someone saying that to me about 10 years ago now. And now every time I see them, I think of that conversation because they said to me at the time, God, is it that already? I remember that happening last year. And now every year it comes around, I think, sure, it's come quicker this year. And it's the same with Fat Thursday. Eva just said to me, look, it's Fat Thursday, Ken. I said, well, I can't believe it's a year since you last reminded me it's Fat Thursday. So we're hoping that all our Polish friends are going to bring us donuts today. We're waiting. Come on, bring those donuts, folks. So, yeah, that's it. Fat Thursday today. And if you're celebrating, well, I hope you enjoy it and indulge well because you're going to have to give something up for Lent. You know that's coming. So apart from that, let's look at the property news as always. If you just joined us for the first time, this is Ken at 10. We're James Alexander Estate Agents. We broadcast every day live from our offices in Norbury, which is between Streatham and Croydon, Streatham to the north, Croydon to the south. And we talk about all things property, topical, whatever else is going on in the world, really. So house sales are down by 10.6% in January. Surprise headline, this one from HM Revenue and Customs. They say that the number of house sales in January is around 10% lower than a year earlier. This is reported in the Independent and the Guardian today. Some 106,990 transactions took place, which was 10% lower than in January 2021, but 5% higher than in December 2021. Sarah Coles, a senior personal financial analyst at Hargreaves Lansdowne, said the January chill hit the property market, rapidly cooling buyer enthusiasm and freezing sales. It takes 16 weeks on average to complete a sale at the moment, so the drop in sales reflected the glacial October, facing the chilling impact of interest rate speculation and the stamp duty holiday finally dwindling away to nothing. Property lender MT Finance's Tomer Aboudi said, this time last year, buyers had the stamp duty holiday to spur them on. Now there are fewer sellers brave enough to put their homes on the market as they are fearful that they will not be able to buy themselves. Well, that's true. It's that paradox, isn't it? That, you know, you can sell and the market's strong right now. And it certainly is. That's what we're finding. It's very strong. But your best chance, you've got to think, what is my best opportunity of selling my property? And your best opportunity comes out in the spring. And the best month statistically to sell, if you look at Rightmove's data, is March, followed by April. So the big window of opportunity is upon us. It's literally now. So if you are thinking of moving, I know there are events outside of our control, such as the awful events in Russia and interest rates that are happening. But by the same token, you know, look at what you can control. You know, it's one thing considering what's going on in the world, debating it, but, you know, don't worry too much about things that are outside of your control because you can drive yourself mad with it, in my experience. So that's the house sales. Twice as many social housing tenants affected by damp as owner-occupiers. Now, the thing is, many people here, there's one case of the Hyde Group, one of the big housing providers, affordable housing providers. So it's not just about, you know, it comes across as though it's private landlords, when in fact, it's often local authorities and some of the large housing providers that leave people in awful situations. Also, McCarthy and Stone are in the headlines in the Daily Telegraph. They're saying that the demand for older people's homes is 4 times higher than supply. And they urge ministers to introduce new rules that 10% of new housing is specifically designed for pensioners, because there is a massive backlog of people wanting, and literally 4 times higher than the supply is the demand. So if you want to get the property market moving for families, then you need to get older people out of big houses. And there's a couple of ways you can do that. Number one is you can provide more retirement housing. And number two, you can give the older folk that don't have much cash but are cash rich on the assets the incentive to move down by actually abolishing stamp duty for older folk. That's what I think they should do. I've been saying that for some time. But if you incentivize people to do it, then they will. If you put a deadline on, for instance, if you said for the next year there's a moratorium and people who are retiring and moving from a larger house to a smaller one will not have to pay stamp duty, you would free up the market, and you'd free up a lot of those properties, the very properties that people are searching for right now. That's my 2 pence worth. Anyway, a couple of other things. Sunak should consider raising taxes on rich to dampen inflation, says the IMF. Well, that can only result in higher interest rates as well, I would imagine. So it'd be interesting to see that. And one from TalkTalk. I don't know where this is published because it doesn't say, but research by TalkTalk, interestingly, has found unique features and unusual spaces are near the top of many house hunters' wish lists. And we got a really interesting and unusual one today, actually, that's just releasing to the market, which is a Spanish villa right here in London, SW16. It's an incredible place with an underground garage and games/gym room, potentially 4 bedrooms, the most incredible atrium. Which is galleried. It's just a really unique property. So if you're interested in something unique and you're in the market for an upmarket property in the region of 1.3 mil, then do get in touch with us. We'd be delighted to tell you about that one. It's literally going live. We're releasing it hopefully later on today. But it is definitely, people talk about one-offs and often they're really lying. It's not a one-off, is it? If you've got an island kitchen and bifold doors, well, that's great and it's beautiful. But everybody's got that. It doesn't make you unique. This is a truly unique property. It's a one-off build, and it's one of the only Spanish villas I've ever seen in London. I don't know whether you've ever seen a Spanish villa in London, but it's certainly the only one I've ever seen. And it's fantastic. We're excited and proud to be sole agents for that. So apart from that, we've got a busy day today. Horrible weather out. It's cold. It's raining. It's pretty miserable out there. But it's Polish Fat Day, so we're going to indulge with the food. Don't forget, bring us in the treats. Have a great day. Hope you have fun today. Look after yourselves. And if you can, your family and friends. We'll be back tomorrow with another edition. Until then, stay safe. Ciao.